Hey guys, I'm Andre, and I am the Dungeon Master. And who are you guys, and who are you playing as?
I'm Sir Triton the Brave, also known as Tiny.
His name is Lance. IRL.
I'm Michael. My character is Darren Ironstrife, a wood elf rogue.
I'm Lauren, and my character, his name is Edgar Allen, and he's a Kenku monk.
All right, Kroby.
I'm playing Saniris. He is an Asimar sorcerer of the Divine Soul Sorcerer's Origin.
Cool. Okay, so the last thing that happened, so you guys all were chilling at the
Cedar Rapids.
At the guild, and Zool gave you guys that mission to go check out the haunted house, because the captain of the guard said that none of her guards wanted to go check it out because they were superstitious. And you guys went to go check it out, and it was kind of close to the river by the Rotea mansion, and you guys saw a wild dude inside, and he was like, "Jenny, get out there, get him!" And this big-ass dog bust out of the front door and attacked you guys, and took a big old chomp out of Edgar.
Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah, and he coughed up some feathers from that. Yeah, you guys ended up murking him pretty soundly. And then whenever you guys burst into that haunted house thing, there were like scribblings all over the walls, and there was kind of a pristine bookshelf there with a bunch of books on like esoteric knowledge. And whenever Michael's character pushed the bookshelf out of the way, there was a tunnel that went down underneath the shed thing. You guys snuck down inside there and found a cultist doing his cultist thing. There was like a pentagram in the underground room with a bunch of candles around it. And he was standing in the middle with two wavy bladed daggers. And he had runes cut all into his body. And he was saying something in deep speech that you guys didn't understand, but that Edgar will remember because of being a Kenku.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, you guys attacked him, and he did this crazy thing where he made like an inky shield around himself that dissipated a couple of attacks. And he chanted something and made one of his daggers glow bright purple and tried to attack Darren with it, and then missed. Like a basic bitch. And then you guys killed him. The dirt around you started collapsing, and you guys grabbed a candelabra and what was it, 11 gold pieces, I think it was?
Oh, there was a skull.
Yeah, and a skull. It was like a polished stone skull. But whenever you huffed it out of there, there was like a sinkhole back behind the house, and then the house collapsed inwards, and then like the rubble scooted back on top of that hole. So that was crazy. And then you guys were just kind of standing there, and that's where we left off.
Yeah, so we didn't do like a long rest or anything.
No, it was literally like that second that you guys left off.
Right, I used a hit dice.
Yeah, whenever you short rested after you killed that dog.
Yeah, and I got perfect.
Well, I'd like to check out the daggers that I got. See if there's some bad juju. I still don't trust anyone else to carry them except for me.
Wait, we got 11 gold?
Yeah, you found 11 gold down there.
How did we split that up?
That's a good question.
I want 2 gold.
Yeah, I say we all get 2 and then donate the rest to the poor.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. If you didn't already have inspiration, you'd get it now.
Thanks.
You say that, and my character holds out his hand.
I give one of the remaining gold. I give one of my gold to
Sunny?
Sunny.
Nice. Yeah. So there's this kind of like weird scene right before your very eyes. And yeah, I mean you solved it. There's no more haunted house here anymore.
There's no more house, right?
Yeah. There's
That
just
was
rubble.
sunk in.
Did that dog go away in the sinkhole, or is it still there?
We killed it, didn't we?
It's dead as fuck.
Yeah, no. Is the body still there, or is it's sunk?
It was out in front of the house, so it didn't get sunk with it.
I'd bury it.
Nice. Do you have a shovel?
No.
Bear with your hand. We all take a couple hours to create
Yeah.
a hole there.
Do you have like an explorer's pack or something? I'm sure it has like a shovel type deal.
No, I have a burglars and a diplomat.
Yeah, neither of those people would have to dig a latrine.
I have a
flail.
crowbar.
I'm
Yeah.
noble.
Oh my god, that would take you so long to do.
Yeah.
I'm noble. Get someone to do it.
Okay, instead of that, I
What?
pour a flask of oil on it and light it on fire.
Nice. Burial by smoke.
Alright, I think we should go back to the
Sorry, I'm a little out of it. The first thing my character says is this normal? Was that all normal?
Yeah, I almost died.
Oh my god. Okay, so you guys go back to Zool, and he's like, "Oh, hold on, I thought of a voice for him." Hello, guys.
This is college professor?
I automatically feel more comfortable with him.
Yeah, he's like, "Hello, guys. How did it go? Did you find anything weird inside?"
Yes.
Oh, really? Was it like a raccoon or something?
I used minor illusion to like create an image of what we found.
Oh my god, and I repeat everything that he said in deep speech at the same time.
Yes.
Okay, so
Wait, I thought she didn't know speech.
no,
I don't.
just the sounds that he made.
Oh, that's dangerous. That's playing with fire.
So,
That's good.
so I actually thought this might happen. You kind of make like a hologram image of the scene, like on the table, I guess, on his desk that he's sitting at, and he's like looking at it intensely, like with kind of a baffled look on his face. And then as Edgar starts repeating the things that he heard, he stops looking at that, looks at Edgar, and just like points and is just like, "What the fuck?
Oh god.
Stop!" And,
Oh god.
and black ink starts condensing on the walls of his library. He's like, "Stop! Holy shit! Where did you hear
I
that?
didn't mean to. Fuck.
What the fuck? Why would you say that? Where did you learn these things? Where did you learn this ritual?
Oh no.
And where did you learn my..." This accent is kind of changing. It's like, "Where did you learn the tongue of my people?"
Oh, bad boy.
I am a drow. I hope that you can see by the color of my purplish skin.
I'm not racist.
Not to be racist or anything, but Asian people
I think technically drow speak undercommon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes way more sense, but he's like, he still knows it. It's kind of like the language of...
A natural predator he would have had to have dealt with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I let him know that the bad boy that we fought, and he was doing bad boy things and saying that.
Well, that's not what I was expecting. I thought it was a raccoon or something, and that is messed up, and now I have to replace a lot of books.
God damn it.
You wouldn't have mending?
Does anybody know mending?
No.
He's like, well, I know mending. I can work on my own library, but I can only do one book at a time. This kind of sucks. Anyways,
Okay,
that's
listen,
really
I
crazy.
almost died hearing this stuff. So
Yeah, me too.
You sent me on a mission that almost killed me.
Listen, I apologize. I didn't mean for that to happen. You have a valid concern, and I apologize.
Oh, I'm
But
sorry.
also, what the fuck?
What is it? What
It
did
was-
I almost do?
Well, the abyss is full of demons, and some people think that there's elder gods or something. I've never come across anything like that in my research, but usually some demons in the abyss like to pose as these elder gods and try to get people to do their bidding. And so that's what I think happened here, is definitely some ancient shit.
Huh. My character's absolutely clueless, but he seems like extremely like he's like just waiting for Zool to say something like, so now go do this next thing. Like he's just
He says, okay, well, so here's the deal. We need to find that cultist and we need to take him out. So what's the plan here?
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
wait, I asked Triton why he's leaving.
This is too much shit for me. And now I'm mixed up in this bullshit abyss shit. I ain't fucking dealing with this anymore.
Oh my god.
I look like irritated. I tell him like, dude, you already like overcome something that most people have never overcome. You can't just leave now.
It's peer pressure, dog.
He's
Hell yeah, peer pressure.
Well, you do know that if you leave, you won't be able to get free food from here anymore, right?
Oh, all right. I'll kill this dude, and then I'm out.
Okay, but you guys already killed that cultist, though.
Yeah, job's done. We killed him.
Totally did. We killed him.
And his whole house. And his
Like,
dog.
oh shit! The house is gone.
Yeah. Super gone.
What happened to it?
Sinkhole or something.
Oh, holy shit!
Yeah.
Well, I guess you can go back to your rooms now. I'll let you know if something else comes up.
I want to roll something.
Yeah, I kind of want to. I want to make sure that like his intents are pure-hearted.
Okay.
Me too.
So what would that be?
Insight.
I got a killer and
Ooh,
insight.
nice. I got an 11, so 16.
Okay.
Can I do perception for stuff?
Perception is for like noticing stuff around the room.
I'll do insight.
Can I do perception for his like mannerisms and his body language?
I got 62.
You got 62?
62 plus 51 insight.
All right.
And
Well,
I got 16.
Zool has cancer now from the X-ray beams that you just saw through him.
Oh god.
Did Zool just die like double off screen?
I should use that as a man attack. I do insight. Wolf.
Jesus. Okay, so with that 16 insight, you see that he's pretty shaken. He's ready for this conversation to be over, just because he's a little bit freaked out by you, to be frank. I mean, he seems genuine in thinking that the threat is over, and so he wants you to go back to your rooms.
Before we leave, can I ask him if the daggers make someone do evil deeds? If someone's gonna want to kill me in my sleep? Because I got the daggers from that evil cultist.
He says, well, I do know a little spell called Identify, but I don't have it prepared right now. If you come back tomorrow, then maybe I can tell you what it does.
Okay.
I wanted to ask him if he recognizes, is that purple glow like spell still on that dagger?
No, it's not.
Oh, never mind.
Darren noticeably and loudly sighs and walks out of the room.
Edgy.
And I just go to bed.
Yeah. By this time, it's probably like 1 p.m., so you guys can have a pretty chill day for the rest of the day. What are you guys up to? What are your characters up to for the rest of the day?
I'm gonna go.
Describe your characters, by the way, because you didn't do that at the beginning of this. I mean, you
Okay,
said what they were, but
I'm Sir Triton the Brave. I'm super brave, and I'm not afraid of anything. So my reputation says, but I'm only afraid of just darkness and creepy crawlings and evil, anyone who looks at me, and just other than that, I'm brave. My mama says I am. I'm 6'9" and 260 pounds, and I like to kill rat. Anything bigger kind of disheartens me.
oh my god.
I'm just gonna go to the cleric table and talk to them a little.
Nice. They're actually eating lunch right now, and so whenever you sit down with them, they're quoting scripture to each other.
I like.
church boys.
Yeah. All right, Lauren, what's your character like?
I am a kind of lenient follower of Saint Cuthbert. I come from the temple of, what did I say it was? The temple of honesty. Unfortunately, when I was studying for my monkhood there, a tragic accident happened and everyone died. So now I just roam in like a big town and try to help feed and give shelter to homeless people or people in need. And I'm just kind of trying to do good with this city, I guess.
Nice.
So I'm going to the soup kitchen.
Nice. It is kind of a tavern there. Like you can. Oh, you're like going to the soup kitchen that's in the town.
Yeah, so I'm getting food here and I'm going to the soup kitchen and I'm gonna just.
Oh my god, you're just loading up the to-go boxes.
Yeah. But I'm not stealing.
Michael, what's your character about?
What town are we in? Are we in Action Track right now?
Yeah, you
Okay.
just left that conversation and we're describing your characters for the show.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, Darren is a wood elf rogue. His parents were killed when he was a baby, and he was adopted by humans. And then when he came of age, he went back out with the wood elves, and he learned a lot from them. But then he decided that he preferred being around people that cared about each other more than he enjoyed being around people that cared about nature. And so now, through seeing corruption and this, that, and the other, he is chaotic good and does everything he can do to help other people. Actually has a shop he owns, but all the proceeds go to the poor, and kind of sneaky.
Nice.
I guess it was me.
Yeah.
So, Cineris, aka Sunny, was a little lad, a street urchin in the town of Storm's Eye. And he kind of just survived on, like, begging, essentially, throughout his youth. He was kind of, like, never knew his family, doesn't really have any memories of how he got into Storm's Eye. His earliest memories are just, like, essentially, like, looking for scraps and begging. But he's an Aasimar, so his kind of like, and a sorcerer, so his kind of innate powers and magics started manifested early on, and he was regarded with a lot of suspicion by like the local townsfolk and shopkeepers. And he essentially would kind of like use his like very intimidating visage and his association with like angelic fortune, but also like divine retribution, to kind of like essentially con people out of food. So there's a lot of superstitions around him. But he was taken in his kind of like middling adolescence. He's still only like I think like 17 or 18 now. He's a teen. He was taken in by a local church and kind of like kept out of the public eye because they kind of wanted to protect and shield him from kind of the weird superstitions and polar public attention that he had kind of gained as a sort of local legend. You know, like those towns with weird like museums of strange happenings, like Bigfoot type shit, like cryptids and stuff. He kind of is almost like a local like myth, like, oh, there's a cursed child out that roams the streets, and if he asks you for bread, you better give it to him, or else, you know, like that kind of thing, you know.
Like a really minor legend.
Yeah, like a Bloody Mary. Like, don't say Bloody Mary 5 times with the lights off, or a Bloody Mary will come out of it. It's like that kind of thing. It's like,
yeah,
if a strange child appears to you in the streets and asks you for bread, you better give it to him, and then like salt the door frames so that the demons don't come at night.
Yeah.
That's kind of what his early life was like. But now that he's sort of like in a more stable position and getting older, he wants to sort of prove that he's like, he feels like he's been given gifts and that he's destined for greatness. But he's lived his whole life like on the ass of society, so he just doesn't. He wants to prove it to himself and everybody essentially at this point. So he joined the Adventurers Guild, and that's him.
Badass.
So he's basically unexperienced and overeager. So what he's doing at the guild right now is basically just like looking for action.
Yeah.
Listening in on conversations he probably shouldn't be. Just trying to like hear stories about what goes on, try to figure out what's expected of him here, all that kind of thing.
Yeah. That's super cool. Seems like he's destined for greatness. You guys all are, though. Spoiler alert. So, you guys spend the rest of the day just like hanging out around the guild, doing guild things. Yeah, Lance is hanging out with some of the sleevies, and they're talking scripture and shit. And I was gonna put the timeline together a little bit more. So it was last night that a member of the Rotea family was killed, actually, by some bright shields. And the member of the Rotea family actually ended up being a changeling. And everyone was like, what the fuck? Because changelings are kind of like alien creatures. They can shapeshift into anybody. So that's what happened. And then this morning is the morning that that the other party left town to go talk to Artesia, but you guys don't really know that.
So at what time did we go to the house?
It was like 9 a.m. Took a few hours to like get there and like investigate and stuff, and then like look it over and get back.
Are we doing our thing now?
Yeah, so as you guys are hanging out around the guild, you're kind of reflecting on the morning's events, and like you're just chilling out. I'll count it as a long rest, and you reflect back on the really strange experience of fighting a cultist who was trying to stab you guys and kill you guys, and it's that kind of like loss of innocence that's represented by the change from level 1 to level 2.
Oh.
So here's where you guys level up.
Ling.
And then that night, so the sky is always dark, but there's still some semblance of weather that blows through. Like there's still rain, and so it's getting even darker than normal, from kind of like a very, very dim to like almost pitch black. And as the rain starts coming down, and there's a little bit of lightning too. The lightning is like super bright, especially in this dark environment. It's almost like it's raining underground, and like the water that's glistening on the windows and roofs and gathering in puddles on the ground is almost like black, not from it being dirty, just from it being like so dark. You know, like whenever you're driving and you see like puddles on the ground and it just looks like black ink, but it's really because it's so dark.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, yeah, so it's raining and shit, and suddenly one of the members of the guard bursts in through the front of the guild hall, kind of right as everyone's getting ready for bed, and he's yeah, that kind of deal. He's like tracking mud into the guild hall and stuff. It's kind of grody. And he's like, there is something up at the apothecary. It's really freaking me out, and I will not go there. Guild needs to deal with this. And Zul kind of steps out of his office. He's like, hello? What the fuck are you doing here? Like, I was hearing some noises in there whenever I knocked on the door, and I saw like a shadowy figure in the window and some growling inside, and I just am not emotionally equipped to deal with that kind of situation.
Same.
Raccoon team mobilize.
And yeah, you guys are kind of like, you guys are all in the mess hall right now, and Zul like looks over and he's like, you guys dealt with the haunted house this morning, didn't you? Why don't you go help this guy out?
I was just about to go to bed, though.
Can you sleep knowing that there's something going on at the apothecary?
As long as it's not in the guild hall.
Oh my god.
I'll tell you what, I'll tag along if everyone else goes.
Oh my god.
Let's do it. I'm going. I'm ready.
All right, cool. He seems really like grateful that you guys seem ready to go, and he turns around and he's like, "All right, guys, follow me." And he just starts sloshing through mud out into the dark. And there are lanterns set up around town, but it's still very dark, and you guys just kind of, it's more like you know your way around, so you don't have to know exactly where you're going, because you just see these like little beacons of light shining out through the downpour. And you make your way to the apothecary, and it's kind of up on a little hill, and he just leads you to the gate. He's like, I'm not going up there again. I really need to talk to her about some medicinal cream, but no rash is worth this.
Thanks for the rash talk, dude.
Like as he's walking away, like, all right, dude, don't do anything rash.
Yeah.
Oh
All right, so you're standing at the bottom of this hill, getting kind of soaked right now, and you see that there is light coming from inside.
I'm gonna go up there, sneak up, and look in the window, see what I can see.
Okay, roll some stealth.
10. Should I
Okay.
use inspiration? I'm gonna use inspiration.
no.
Okay.
Oh, wait, do I have advantage at all because it's super dark outside, or what?
Yeah, I'll say you have an advantage from that. And what color are your feathers?
Black.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, so I got 19.
Heck yeah. You walk up and no kind of figure like passes in front of the window or anything. you do see a figure face down on the rug, but it's kind of like a little, almost one bedroom house kind of deal. There's like a stove and then like a couple cabinets and then a bed on one side with a chimney in the middle of the back wall, and then like a door on the back that leads further into the dwelling.
Okay, wait, somebody's lying face down on the rug?
Yeah.
Do I see any blood or anything? Should I do perception or
Yeah, there's some blood.
I roll insight. I also keep forgetting that I'm on push to talk.
So insight is like trying to read people, and there's nothing to read, right? Okay, yeah.
Are you sure you want to say that?
Do insight.
How to turn insight into a medicine check. I got like a 12.
All right, the chest does not rise and fall.
Oh dang. I actually do want to like go up and like try and do a basic medicine check, like check for vitals.
So do you enter through the door?
Yeah, probably without hesitation, I would at least.
Okay, so
Could I do divine sense?
what does that do?
As an action, detect the location of any celestial fiend or undead or any concentrated or desecrated place or object within 60 feet.
Within 60 feet?
Yeah.
Is that a cantrip?
I can do it 1 plus my charisma modifier per day. It's an ability.
Hot dang. Yeah, so describe exactly what this looks like whenever your character does this. Like, do your eyes glow, or do you like do something with your hands?
I curl up into a ball, start freaking out, trying to listen to anything that might harm me.
Like you just become like
And
divinely paranoid.
And there's a beam of light that shoots through the clouds and lays on me while I'm freaking out, curled up in a ball.
Oh my god. Well, it is raining and super dark, so I'm gonna say that a nearby lantern, that a beam of light comes from a nearby lantern onto you. And as you're curled in this fetal position, you feel some heavy shit from back inside the house. Some bad stuff.
Do I know the exact location or just back of the house? Like, is it a 1-story or 2-story?
1 story.
1 story, the house.
Yeah. So you know the exact location of any of those things?
Yeah, the location.
The back room. You get a heavy vibe of undead.
Ooh. Okay. Immediately I tell everyone that there's some undead in that back room, and that I really don't think you should just go barging in there. I feel like we should leave, go back to the guild, and let them deal with it.
He's just paranoid. He's hearing voices.
No.
I say, hell yeah, let's fucking You can't call the police. We are the police. Let's get them re-dead.
Okay,
Oh shit.
I want to punch something.
All right, what are you punching?
No, I want to punch something, so let's go.
Your fist is already moving. Where are you directing?
Oh god, to the floor in a dramatic pose.
Oh my god. Yeah, so these things are kind of happening all at the same time. The divine sense, Corey moving in to check out this dude, and you punching the floor, and it's kind of like the ruckus of you guys opening the door and talking to each other. You hear kind of like a low gurgle from the back room, and you hear some shuffling, you hear some thumping.
Alrighty. I want to stealth.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
16.
Okay. To do what? To
I just want to be hiding.
okay, yeah. Yeah, you find I don't know what it's called, but it kind of looks like a big ass cauldron with like a grate on the front that you can stick wood in.
Potbelly stove?
Yeah. So it's kind of like that, and you find like a nice and warm, snuggly hiding place behind that.
I like it. So, I'm sorry to take a second out of this. How does hide work? So, I mean, if I start my turn hidden, if I move out of my cover, am I no longer hidden? It's just still attack.
It's kind of like I would say that like
So,
even if you ran like 15 feet out of your hiding space, they'd still be surprised.
Okay, so I couldn't like hide, quote unquote, at the front door and then just walk through the house nonchalantly for a minute or two and still be stealth or something.
Right. I'd say that you wouldn't be stealthed at that point.
Okay, gotcha.
Unless there's some like heavy cover that you can like sneak through foliage or something like that.
Well, this says something about lightly obscured by natural phenomena, so not here.
Oh, right.
Okay. Sorry, back in the game.
No, you're good. That was a good question. Yeah, so Corey, you did a check on the guy?
Yeah, it's to hear check vitals.
Okay, so you do medicine check?
Yeah, I got fucking 3.
Oh, you flip him over and he's not breathing.
I'll do one too. I'll be like, let me
Are
check.
you not hiding?
No, I'll come out of hiding.
He's just like looking from behind the potbelly stove, like, he's fucking dead.
I like to imagine that a medicine check is like listening for a heartbeat, checking for a pulse, but the rogue's version of a medicine check is an autopsy.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Yeah, so what kind of medicine check did you get?
19.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that you actually like go through your like roguish instincts of what to do if a person is not breathing, unconscious on the floor, and you just start like shaking them and like pushing on their chest and stuff, like hey, and slapping their face a little bit. And it's this very old guy. He's probably like at least in his 60s, maybe 70s. And he's got a cloak on. It's kind of like a comfy one, like one that he'd wear indoors, I guess. Maybe more like a robe. And he starts to stir, but he's not fully conscious yet. But he is breathing again.
he has blood around, right? So he's wounded.
That is a good question, and as you observe him, he is undamaged.
But he was not breathing, and I shook him, and now he is breathing?
Yes.
I don't like it.
So does that mean that he has internal damage?
You don't know. But the blood that you saw was kind of like drips and smears. They're kind of like messy around in front of the back door. And there's a couple streaks of blood that lead underneath the door.
I'd like to not go through that door at all.
All right, adventure over. You guys go back home.
No, literally any time Triton wants to stay behind, I immediately like contradict him like to his face.
I feel like if we tried to use intimidation to make him do it, we would get advantage.
You guys gotta come up with a phrase that's like, make me do whatever.
Yeah. Would you do it for a Scooby snack?
Bro.
What motivates you, Triton?
more fear of something else. Minor illusion.
Oh my god.
Okay, if you don't come with us, I will tell your mother you're a coward.
Oh, then I'll never get to come back home.
So are you with us or not?
I'm in full armor. Nothing can hurt me.
I'll tell your mom you're an atheist.
Damn.
No. I'll tell your cleric friends is okay. Do it.
So what's going on?
Open the door, Tiny.
I'm walking cautiously to the door,
I'll follow him.
and I creak it open, and I take a peek through the crack in the door.
Okay, so you're human, right?
Yeah?
It's completely pitch black in there.
Oh, God.
Do you say anything about it?
Just like slowly close the door and like, I didn't see anything in there. Let's go home.
Yeah, for real though. Seriously.
Do you continue to peer in there?
Yeah.
There's a bolt of lightning and it kind of briefly illuminates the room. And you see, in the very split second that you're looking, you see a table, you see dark splotches, and you see two forms that are standing kind of on the other side of the room, and they're both moving towards the door. And then just as quick as you see that, you see nothing else, and it's pitch black again.
I take several jump backwards, and I say, fuck this shit, fuck that, I'm fucking done. I exclaim the dark beings moving towards the door. I tell them to fucking catch that entire room on fire if they can.
All right, with those words, everybody roll initiative.
Oh no.
Catch that entire room on fire if you can.
I got 21.
Okay.
19.
13.
13 was Sir Triton the Brave.
Yeah.
19 was Darren.
I didn't even roll. I got an 8.
Andre, you got that? I got 21, right?
Yeah. So first in initiative order is Edgar.
Have the guys come through the door yet?
Nope, nothing has happened.
Oh.
The door is still ajar.
Mhm.
And Sir Triton the Brave was like, there's bad shit in there.
Is it ajar toward us or going into the room?
It opens into the dark room.
Oh, fuck. Okay, well, shit. Is there anything for me to hide behind? I want advantage, so.
There is a potbelly stove, right?
Are we gonna fight to see who's going behind it?
I was actually wondering if I could use Tiny as natural phenomena.
As long as Sir Triton the Brave says that it's okay.
Wow. Awesome.
I am your shield.
Aw,
Oh,
so cute.
That was nice.
hey, buddy.
Yeah.
I totally didn't expect that.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a pride thing, but yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and I guess I'll just hide behind Lance. I mean, Tiny.
Okay.
And then, man, I don't think I can do anything else without seeing those guys.
I wish I had a cantrip of heroism.
You just like buff your courage
Yeah.
to normal amounts. Okay, now it's Darren's turn.
All right. I fill a bag of ball bearings in front of the door and
Nice.
then move to the other end of the room.
All right, what does that do?
They have to make a DC 10 dex save or they go prone. Or if you move half speed, you can ignore them.
Yeah. Are you hiding behind Tiny?
That's an action. I mean, I just moved to the other end of the room, so I can't stealth, right? Oh, you know what? I can take a bonus action to hide now. So yeah, I'm gonna go behind the potbelly stove and 10 to stealth to hide behind the potbelly stove.
We will see.
Okay.
Andre, I have low light vision. So do I see that it's pitch black in that room?
Yeah, it's still pitch black in that room.
Okay.
The next thing that happens is the door flies open, and what you see is this it's almost like a purple cloud that kind of floats through the door, but it has little bits of electricity coursing through it, and it has the definite upper body of kind of an emaciated human made out of that same purple cloud material, and it has two glowing eye sockets, I guess, and then a gaping maw that's also glowing white, and it lets out kind of an inhuman screech, and it goes for Tiny.
Hey. Lance, how much health do you have?
20.
Wow. That's pretty good.
All right, and it goes to touch you with its like electric grasp, and it gets a what's your AC?
18.
Well, kind of 17. So it fails to find a meaningful point of contact, and it cries one single electric tear. Now it's your turn.
Okay. I cry a couple human tears
Yeah.
while I strike it down. I have a smite where
Yeah.
you sacrifice a spell slot to deal 1 plus your spell level d8
Mm-hmm.
as radiant damage plus 1/8 extra damage versus undead.
Cool.
So do I do that before or after I hit?
Yeah, so it's you roll to attack, and then whenever you hit, then
Okay. I
you
smite
can
it.
choose to do that.
Alright. Well, the thing freaks me out, so I summon up all the strength that I have,
He acts in self-defense. I totally get it.
and I did 19.
19 hits. I thought you meant 19 damage. I was
No,
like, shit.
19, and then I'm gonna smite its ass.
Yeah.
So I'm going to. I deal 16 damage.
Nice. So what, like, give me a breakdown of that 16 damage, though.
I did my regular flail damage. I got 2, so plus 5 is 7.
Okay.
And then so I did 20 damage. Sacrifice a spell slot to deal 1 plus spell level, so it's 1 plus 1, 2d8. And then I got 2 4s, so that's plus 8 damage. And then plus 1d8 extra damage versus undead and fiends.
Cool. So you dealt 7 bludgeoning damage, and then you dealt how much radiant damage, I'm guessing?
I did 13.
Okay. All right, good shit. Okay, so there's another form that emerges from the doorway, and it kind of looks like a Dementor from Harry Potter. It's this kind of skeletal figure with a sheer material cloth over it, and you can see like a very, very gaunt face underneath it. And it kind of has like an elongated neck. Like the top of its head is like a good 1.5 feet above where its shoulders seem. And it is going to go for Tiny also.
Does it have feet? I just hope he doesn't float over the ball bearings, because I just used my ball bearings. It's only a DC 10. I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm still trying to figure out if this dude can, if this dude trips or not. Oh my god! Yeah, he's immune to it too. He's kind of floating across the ground.
Alrighty.
He is going to also reach out his skeletal hand. It's kind of like black mummified skin on his hand whenever he reaches out of his robe thing, and gets a 12 to hit.
To hit who?
Tiny.
I have such good reflexes because I'm so skittish. I'm just like, oh, don't touch me.
All right, it is Sunny's turn.
I think I'm going to. I'm going to cast a Bless, targeting myself, Triton, and
Edgar.
Edgar. What Bless does is if you have to make a save, or if you make an attack roll, you add an extra D4 to whenever you roll.
Just once?
So
No, until the spell ends.
the,
So yeah, that is my turn.
Okay.
so do I know if the bludgeon damage did anything, or if it was only the spite that dealt damage?
It went through the cloud, but it definitely made solid contact with something. So it didn't have the kind of satisfying crunch that
That a rat would have.
Yeah. But it did have something. And then
I'm gonna assume half damage.
you would you? This kind of gray gruel looking stuff starts glooping out of the next room and consumes all of the ball bearings on the ground as it kind of spreads out.
My ball bearings!
My balls! But it's like if you just dumped like a bucket of slime on the ground, and it's kind of spreading like that. But then a tendril like reaches up out of it and slaps at Corey's character
Oh,
and gets a 16.
I'm gonna cast Shield as a reaction.
Nice. As it tries to slap at you, you're like, "What the fuck?" And you wave your hand in front of it, and it leaves kind of like a translucent trail in the air, and it just kind of like slaps against that shield.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Edgar's turn again.
Okay. Which bad boy?
What do you do with this Mickey Mouse bullshit you see before your very eyes?
Okay, well I'm gonna whack a fart.
You do it.
What? Good fart.
Okay, let me see if I can remember. So, do I have advantage since I hid?
Yes.
Wait, I hid behind Tiny, so is that still okay?
Yeah.
Did you roll a stealth check?
No.
Do that now, retroactively.
Huh? Do it now?
Yeah.
Frick. Is it again? Oh.
Some I considered large.
Oh! I'm rolling inspiration. Yeah, okay, so I got a 13.
Okay, that's fine. You can sneak attack.
Cool. Yeah, I rolled a crit fail.
Wow. But yeah, anyone can.
Anyone can like attack from hiding and get advantage.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna run up and whack him with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
Who's panting?
Ooh, okay. First roll was 19.
Okay.
Second roll was 19. Okay. So yeah, that's 24 to hit.
Yeah.
And then with my bonus action, I can do an unarmed strike. So I think I'll just go ahead and do that.
Do you have to drop your weapon for that?
Didn't
No.
you already attack twice?
No. I rolled with advantage.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so wait, do I get advantage with my unarmed strike as well?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. 21 to hit.
Okay.
And then... Ooh! 7 damage.
Really?
So 12 total. Yeah, I rolled max with my d4.
Nice. It is still holding together. It's Darren's turn.
Was that the weird, creepy
Part?
boy, fart boy?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do a double attack. 14 and 21.
Both hit.
All right, 17 damage.
Okay, how much did your first attack do?
I did 6 on my first attack. I did 6 on my sneak attack, and I did 2 on my second attack.
Okay, so what were you attacking with?
Short swords. Oh, it's all piercing.
So with the first one, you kind of like stab it into where a chest would be on a humanoid, and it has clouds start leaking out of it, and then it's just unable to keep kind of a smooth texture to it, and it just kind of like starts dissipating, and its eyes and mouth stop glowing, and it's just kind of a gross smelling cloud.
Okay, so it's dead then. Dead then.
Yeah, dead with your first attack.
Oh, okay. Well, then can I turn my second attack on the other dude?
Absolutely.
Okay. 21 hit
Yes, that hits.
and 2 damage on the Dementor.
Ah,
2 whole damage.
Yeah.
does
Wow.
that kill it?
Oh my god.
Wow.
Now it's Tiny's turn.
All right, boys. I'm still scared of that long neck motherfucker. So I'm gonna take a swing at that boy,
Do it.
and that's 22
That hits.
to hit. Okay, and I'm gonna do another smite. Look,
Okay.
so it's gonna be bludgeon.
Okay.
Is 8 damage.
Okay.
Radiant is 11 radiant and 8 bludgeon.
So whenever you hit it with your flail, it just kind of like bashes in its chest, and with the glowing, you see its skeleton underneath the veil, and it crumples into a fucking heap of gross stuff, and it's dead.
It's dead?
Yeah, now it's Sunny's turn.
There's another one, right?
There's still gloop on the ground.
How gloopy is it?
Pretty gloopy. I don't know how to answer that.
Like, is it like is it normal gloopy, or is there something kind of strange about this gloop?
Roll nature or arcana.
Huh.
Okay, it just whipped at you, but that's all that you know about it.
Okay, I will. I'm taking no chances. I'm gonna guide that. Oh, that was the thing. That was the tentacle thing. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit it with a guiding bolt.
Okay.
I'm going to roll advantage.
Okay.
I'm going to use my fucking feature that gives me 2d4.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, I'm blessed. Hold on, let's see.
Oh, it didn't matter.
16 without using my original
Yeah.
feature.
Yeah, that hits.
Nice. Okay, time for guiding.
It's like a very big pool on the ground, so it
That's
seems
what I'm
pretty
talking
easy to
about.
hit.
All right, rolling damage.
Okay.
12 radiant. And
Alright,
it is
cool.
granting advantage. I back away from the gloop.
All right. It is going to. Yeah, how far back do you back from it? Because it might get an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I kind of just imagine my guy like backing up kind of hard.
All right, so it's gonna actually take another slap at you as you start to get out of its range,
Hell yeah.
and it's gonna roll a 7 to hit you, but it follows you and tries to slap you again.
Oh, what the fuck?
It gets a 10.
My AC is like 12.
All right, it is Edgar's turn.
What? Oh,
Your turn.
yeah. Okay. I'm a thwack it with my quarterstaff.
What's your quarterstaff made out of? Wood?
Probably, yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Uh-oh. I mean, granite.
Out of quartz.
Okay. Wait, he's granting advantage, right?
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, crit!
Nice, do it.
Crit to hit. 4, 2, damn, 6, plus 3, 9. I think, yeah, I'll use my bonus to do an unarmed strike.
Okay.
Still advantage, right?
I'm gonna say that just the first one did.
Well, does an 11 hit?
Yes.
Coolio. 13 total damage.
Okay. Whereas before it seemed to be able to constitute a shape, now it just melts into kind of like a water viscosity. And it's dead as fuck. So there's not any like remaining creatures. You're out of combat now. So what you guys want to do?
Get the fuck out of the weird goop that's on the floor.
I want to see what's going on in their room.
So from behind you guys, you hear, and you see that old guy clutching at his chest, just backed up against the wall.
I forgot about that. I hide.
I run over. Can I do a healing touch on him?
Yeah.
I can spend 5 HP to cure 1 poison or disease. Sounds like he has poison or disease.
Nice.
And then I'll use the remaining 5 to heal him. He's hurt. I have 10 HP in my reservoir.
Okay, yeah.
I use 5 to cure disease or poison. Then
So he had a disease, and that disease was heart disease from too much red meat. And so you unclog his arteries,
Nice.
and with that 5 additional HP, he is sprightly, feeling great.
Holy shit. He was literally just having a birthday. After all of this, like, gory, awful stuff.
He's like, oh yeah, thanks for coming here to save me. I don't know what I would have done without you. They were gonna get me like they got my wife.
Where is she?
Yeah, that part.
She's in a few places right now,
Oh,
but it's all in that back room over there.
oh no. That's so bad.
Oh god.
Alright, let's go. Do we have a torch?
Corey, do you happen to know the light cantrip?
I do. I use it.
All right, cool. What do you cast it on?
I always like casting it on like a little rock and like throwing it where I want to see.
Oh, that's cool.
All right, cool. Whenever you do that, it kind of casts shadows on the walls since it's such a low
that's
light
spooky.
source. Yeah. Whenever you walk into there, you see viscera
Oh, Jesus.
on tables and stuff, and upon further investigation, you find the remains of 2 people. So here's the kind of situation that you guys see. There is like, it's kind of a big room with a table in the middle. Kind of a big table, and along the walls there's kind of like cabinetry and shelves with all manners of ingredients and herbs. And you guys can definitely tell that she was the town apothecary. And as you guys kind of see from the instruments that are on the table, the apothecary is also the morgue in a town like this. And so you see bits of white flesh. If someone wants to roll a nature check.
16.
Was Tiny?
Tiny got a 16.
Okay. Is that your voice? Is that your character voice?
Yeah.
I'm so happy. Yeah, so you tell that it's definitely not human. It kind of looks alien. And
Channeling, motherfucker.
yeah, definitely is like changeling flesh. And from the clothes and shit, you put together that this is where Rotea was taken to kind of be like checked over. And yeah, there's just like a bunch of gore. This is where Rotea's corpse is scattered throughout the room. Yeah, is there anything else that you guys want to look at in here?
Wait,
Potions.
you said there were 2 dead bodies in here, but there was like changeling skin.
Yeah, so there are 2 dead bodies. One was the apothecary, who was acting as the mortician. That's the word. And so she was kind of like investigating this changeling body. But then these undead creatures showed up and just made a big mess.
That one guy. Or who was it? We knew who it was, right?
Rotea?
Yeah, you guys heard rumors. So
Changeling flesh.
Rotea, he was murdered last night by some bright shields, but it turned out that he was a changeling. And so the rest of the Roteas were like, oh shit, what the fuck? We don't know this dude.
So Sneer Rotea? Is that the name?
Rotea.
Rotea, the body of the actual Rotea hasn't been found?
No, you guys are picking up chunks of his body right now.
Oh boy. I damn, that's disgusting. So we're just like cleaning up a nobleman's chunks.
We're not fucking touching any of nobleman's chunks. I'm fucking gone before y'all start touching that bullshit.
I would like to search.
You're the one who identified it.
Did he put the pieces together?
Oh my god.
I didn't touch anything. I have like minor autism, so I was able to identify who it was through all those parts. But other than that, I'm not touching anything. I was just able to identify who it was.
I'd like to check to see if there's like a signet ring or anything.
Sure, yeah.
All right, I'll do that.
Yeah, there is a tray of his personal effects,
Mm-hmm.
but there definitely is a signet ring. There's some like nice glasses, and some really fucking nice shoes.
Ooh.
I'd like to take the signet ring. I have the false identity feat.
Oh, nice.
Do I know what type of shoes they are?
Come with the glasses.
Because I'm noble.
Sure, yeah. They are shoes made by a renowned cobbler that lives in Storm's Eye, and his name is Jake Padfoot, and he makes the best shoes in all the land. Holy shit!
I stuffed those shoes in.
What's the family name?
Rotea, Rotea. But yeah, what are you guys up to? It is still very dark and rainy outside. There's an old dude in the next room.
Have we asked him about what the fuck?
He talks about how his wife is the apothecary, or was the apothecary of the town, and she was tasked with doing the autopsy on this strange feller. Right whenever they were in the middle of it all, there was this he's like, I guess it came from the basement, but there are things that burst through the floor, and they just, oh man, my wife told me to get out of there, and I got out of there, and then I just heard bad sounds, and I
Had a heart attack.
just fell over on the ground. I didn't know what was going on. He fainted. I mean, I think that's all, unless you guys want to do anything else.
Good.
You say God?
I've got to go. So, are we able to identify if those creatures were once human?
You don't immediately know, but I bet the zoo would know. He has dabbled in studying the necromantic arts. But yeah, that's all I have for tonight.
Okay.
Good night, Craig.
Okay.
All right, peace, guys.
Guys.